Hide and seek. My youngest brother is 13 years younger than me. We used to play hide and seek all the time when he was between 2 and 3 years old. I stopped after a weird experience occurred back in 1999. I was always a nerdy girl and even enjoyed doing homework after school at our dining room table. Every evening, my little brother Eddie would come running from someplace in the house and say, "Come find me!" then proceed to hide in the same spot every time. That spot was in the living room behind one of those big old school floor speakers. The living room and dining room are separated by a wall, so I'd have to walk around it and towards the corner of the living room to find Eddie. I would look around asking, "I wonder where Eddie could be. He's hiding so well." And then I'd jump and yell, "Found you!" He'd squeal with delight and run away while I chased him to wherever my parents were to save him. Then I'd go back to doing homework. Well, except for that last time. I was sitting doing homework as usual, and Eddie came running up to me. He didn't say anything, but I knew what he wanted. I said, "Oh no, Eddie is too good at hiding. I don't know if I'll be able to find him this time." I watched him take off around the wall, and I gave him a minute to hide. I put down my pencil and began the routine. I jumped up in front of his spot, but the words I was about to utter caught in my throat. The spot was empty. At that moment, I heard Eddie's giggling coming from my parents' room on the other side of the house. There's no way he could have made it down the hall without me seeing or hearing his footsteps reverberate off the marble floor. I went over and tried to open my parents' bedroom door, but it was locked. I knocked and waited. My mother opened up a few seconds later and asked why I looked so confused. I asked her if Eddie had just been out in the living room, and she said no, that he'd been with her in the room for some time. I felt like a lead weight had been dropped into the pit of my stomach. I didn't explain anything to my mom at that point. I just asked if I could finish my homework in her room. Eddie didn't act any different, but I refused to play hide and seek with him anymore. Recently, it happened again, sort of. Now I'm 37 with 2 kids of my own. My 7-year-old daughter likes to hide whenever we're visiting Grandma and Grandpa at that same house. The speakers are gone and she does change up her hiding spots. However, the area where Eddie's hiding spot was still works. The difference is now there's a couch to hide behind instead. About a week ago, I walked into my parents' house to pick my daughter up after visitation with her father. My parents were in their bedroom, but I have a key, so I let myself in. I assumed she was already there, so when I heard a noise coming from the living room, I figured it was just her hiding again. I walked quietly to the living room, toward the couch, and was about to jump scare her when I hear the front door open. In comes my daughter, all smiles, running to hug me. I looked over and there was no one behind the couch. Definitely didn't mention it to her or anyone until right now.